What it do, Durag Nation? PlayStation just confirmed we're getting a second State of Play before the month is over. This is the same September State of Play I told my subscribers to expect back in August based on reporting from the leak god Jeff Grubb, and is also the same State of Play Insider Gaming reported will likely have the world premiere of a brand new trailer for Marvel's Wolverine. So today I'm going to quickly break down everything you need to know about this event, like when to watch, what games are confirmed, what games will likely appear based on rumors, leaks, and recent news, as well as some wild cards that could surprise everyone. First, Hulk smash that like button so YouTube shares the news, and let's get it. As predicted, Sony is hosting this more than 35-minute State of Play on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, September 24th. This is the exact same date as the State of Play last year, where we got the world premiere trailer for Ghost of Yotei. Sony likes to have a State of Play in September so they can do some extra promotion before the Tokyo Game Show, where Sony is once again showcasing some of their projects. This year, they've so far confirmed Astro Bot, Ghost of Yotei, and the new Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls at their Tokyo Game Show booth. A lot of what they showed off at the Tokyo Game Show last year was at the State of Play first, so expect the same here, especially for Ghost of Yotei, which launches next week on October 2nd, with reviews going live starting on September 25th. So that one is basically confirmed to be at the State of Play. Bungie's troubled extraction shooter Marathon promised a new update during the fall, so high chance they take the opportunity to give players a fresh look at the game and provide a new release date during the State of Play. We could also reasonably expect to see updates on Phantom Blade Zero, which had a gameplay preview over the summer, and Saros, the new game from the creators of Returnal that Sony confirmed in the State of Play blog would show off 5 minutes of gameplay captured on the PS5. PlayStation promoted Sonic a lot last year for Sega, so don't be surprised to see Sonic Racing Cross Worlds and potentially Sonic Frontiers 2, which according to leaks launches November 2026. Sony has a few more potentially massive games we could see next year as well. Concord 2, I'm kidding. In addition to the upcoming Horizon Online multiplayer game, in their article about the Wolverine State of Play trailer, Tom Henderson mentioned there are two different God of War games in development. One expected to launch next year is a Greek saga Metroidvania similar to Hollow Knight that has a good chance of showing up either during the State of Play or Game Awards. The other is the next mainline game, where Henderson mentions Kratos will have Egyptian weaponry, so it looks like the God of War Egypt leaks may be legit. Speaking of Wolverine though, according to Henderson, the new trailer from Insomniac's next game is finished, and one source says it's almost guaranteed to be at the State of Play. Henderson also mentioned playtesters told him the Wolverine game looks and feels amazing, with another insider saying he heard people calling it a masterpiece on the level of something like God of War 2018. Wolverine isn't the only Insomniac game we could see this year, however. MP First, another one of the bigger and more reliable news sites for gaming news and leaks, found out from their sources that Wolverine is currently targeting a 2026 release window, and that Insomniac is also in active development on a Venom game that could potentially launch in 2027. According to a source they couldn't verify, the Venom game will bring in Eddie Brock as the symbiote host. For those who play Spider-Man 2 who are confused as to how we could get a Venom game, there were a bunch of Easter eggs left over in Spider-Man 2, the biggest being Venom losing his tongue to Kraven during their fight, which is a direct reference to the comics where a symbiote was grown in a lab using Venom's tongue. There was also a lot of content cut from Spider-Man 2 that was Venom related, including 90% of the late Tony Todd's lines. This makes 2027 pretty realistic, especially since the game is rumored to be around the same size as Miles Morales. Another superhero game that could pop up is Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. MP First also came across leaked gameplay and screenshots from the upcoming Black Panther and Captain America adventure game from Uncharted creator Amy Hennig, and it's very possible they were preparing promotional material for a new marketing push since the game is scheduled to release in the early part of 2026, which means they have to start promoting the game pretty much right now unless they intend to delay again. This next game is a bit of a wild card, but I thought it was worth putting out there because I would literally scream if this gets revealed while I'm covering the event live. While promoting Ghost of Yotei, Sucker Punch's creative director has repeatedly mentioned how much he wants to start doing Infamous again. The First Light expansion was the last we've seen of the popular superhero franchise, but the OG games starring Cole were never remastered and are still stuck in PS3 jail. The creative director also mentioned wanting to re-release those, but the remastering part isn't something Sucker Punch would actually have to do themselves. We know Sony loves remasters, which is why they bought Blue Point Studios, so I think it's very possible they're cooking up a remaster for both those games, and they commonly announce new remasters at State of Plays. There are other amazing superhero games that should be on your radar that could appear share the show as well, with some of them releasing this year. I narrowed it down to 7 that I think are most worth your time. Click the video on screen to learn more. And a huge shout out to everyone supporting me on Patreon. Join for free so you never miss an update.